glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kakudash.
Shalom to the apostles of GMS Ruel, and shalom to the faithful men always continue doing the work of the Lord. All right, GMS Columbus, Ohio. You know, we got the brothers from Dayton. You know what I'm saying, visiting. And Lord willing, we about to just flow through the spirit, go into prophecy. You know, Lord willing, hopefully it's edifying. You know,
this just came in today, 20 hours ago. It says Iran declares total war on U.S., Israel, and Europe amid push to reveal nuclear and military capabilities.
Right. Beautiful. Real quick, can we get safety and peace and safety? Yep. And also, can we get Ezekiel 37? You got more of the article? But it's beautiful because you know the situation with Israel and Iran a couple of months ago. You know they was going to war. It was like a couple of days, whatever the case is. But the so-called calm down. You know what I mean? And people think that there's going to be peace in the Middle East. But no, the only reason why those things calm down is because before the missiles hit, you know the MOTB got to become mandatory first. That's the reason why that shit should calm down. It's going to pick up again. And you had what's his name, Ben, not a Jew. He was talking to America planning another attack on Iran. So that's gonna pick up again, you know. But you got it.
And America is Israel's whipping stick. All right, so whatever Israel say goes. So DJ Trump got somebody to answer to. Whether y'all think he's the grandpa poo, apostle sick, you know what I mean? Everybody got somebody to answer to.
Real quick, this is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5. I'll start the time right now. It says, "But at the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night."
Right, so the brothers in the right mind, you know what I'm saying, whose mind is occupied on prophecy, as the scriptures say, and you gonna know that the time is near. You know we don't got that much time left. You watching, you paying attention, watching, you praying. You see MOTB, they just came out. I don't know if brothers seen that like a day or two ago on the website of what website? It was like a government website.
White House.
They were talking, White House. They talking about the that technology.
6G.
Yep, 6G.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think Yahshua Elder Yahshua did a video on it too.
I didn't even know 6G capabilities yet. We ain't even perfect 5G yet. Well, you know what I mean? The scientists, so to speak.
Back in 1 Thessalonians 5 from verse 3, it says, "For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape."
Right. So that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna name peace and safety. You know, that's what the government officials are gonna do. They're gonna try to calm the people down and say that there's peace. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about World War III, things like that. But no, as the Lord said, it's his determination to gather these nations. So no matter what you do, whatever peace treaties you come up with and join your hand, it don't matter. The Lord is still gonna make this happen. Because why? Because that must needs be happen first before the kingdom of heaven happens when it comes. You see? What you got there?
Yeah, real quick, just going back to that article, it says, what it says, like in that headline, it says Iran declares total war, and I just looked up what total war is. Just a quick Google search, just an AI overview. It says total war is a conflict where nations use all their resources, military, industrial, and civilian, to achieve total victory, disregarding traditional limits on targets like civilians or infrastructure, blurring lines between home front and battlefield to destroy the enemy's ability and will to fight.
That's all hands on deck. Just like how the industrialization time period of World War I, World War II, everybody had a part. All right, you had your women; they took care of the home front while everybody was being drafted. Everybody was excited to go to Europe to fight that war. It's the same thing. Now World War III is going to be different because it's the war that's going to end all wars. All right, but everybody don't want to put all hands on deck no more, especially after the Vietnam War. That was a catastrophe. Afghanistan was a catastrophe too. Especially them 13 soldiers got put to death. That left a mark on America, man. So people don't trust the government anymore. You want Ezekiel 38?
Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah. You got it.
Ezekiel 38, going to the, I'll start at the top. Ezekiel 38, verse 1. And the word of the Lord Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog in the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal.
Right. And who's that talking about Russia? Because they in that land right now. You know, you got different people that are trying to break that down wrong and say that's talking about Japheth. They was originally in that land, but Esau took it over. The Edomites, the Russians. But you got it.
It says, and prophesy against them, and say, Thus saith the Lord, thy power, behold, I am against thee, O God, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal.
Right. And even though the Lord is using chiefly Russia, he's going to be the head of this World War III on the other side of America. Even though he's using them, he still is against Russia too. Because they Edomites, them niggas is off too, just like the American Edomites. You know, they even though they strongly against like Moism and shit, they be Moes too.
Yeah.
I seen videos of them and the army men capturing other men and talking about raping them and eating them, not eating them, but raping them and shit. Yeah, all, so hey, they gotta be destroyed too. But the Lord's just using them for their missiles. All right, but you got it.
That's why they put a little more austere spirit on those Russians. All right. Verse 4. And I would turn thee back and put hooks into. And I would turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords.
Like my brother went into the all-out war, all their weapons and tanks and, you know, I know Jake know all the weapons and shit, I don't know all the names, but planes and whatever the fuck, artillery, all the foot soldiers, you know. And we, hey, that's spirit too. We just went over Joel 3 on the valley of Jehoshaphat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got it.
It's gonna be all out war. Verse 5, Persia, Ethiopia, Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet.
Right, so Persia, that's talking about Iran. You know what I'm saying? That's their ancient name. All right, so they're going to be a major part too. And you know, we already know them beefing with the so-called Israelis. You know what I'm saying? That's a very major thing.
Yeah.
You know, and when they was going at it, Iran was fucking shit up too. You know what I'm saying? Because they was talking all that shit against Iran, but they was really fucking up the Israeli until America came in and helped. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's gonna be.
Yeah.
One side gonna fight and another side can come in, and that's gonna get the other side to come in. Russia, China, North Korea, so on and so forth. You know.
Why you think them niggas went to Afghanistan? Why you think them niggas went to Poland? So they can keep that buffer between the allies of America and keep the enemy from going against the allies, which is NATO and the EU. So they keep America always the buffer between the enemy, so-called, and the allies, the EU nations. Damn whooping stick, man.
Real quick, it's Isaiah 13 in verse 4. It says, the noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. Yahweh of hosts mustereth the hosts of the battle. See, so just like running to all these different nations are getting riled up, they're getting ready to go to that great war. The Lord is putting that spirit upon them to get fired up, all right, to have division amongst them. You see, and real quick, I got the definition for muster. Just a quick Google search as well. It says, assemble troops, especially for inspection or in preparation for battle. So the Lord is getting these nations ready for battle, man. The Lord is getting ready for that great day, that World War III, for all the missiles, all right, to be pointing at one another, man. Chiefly America, Babylon the Great.
What was that that Iran said? They said they all hands on deck.
Yeah, total war. Iran declares total war.
Russia sent 500 drones and missiles to Ukraine just 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's revving up. So it's about to get crazy out here.
Oh yeah, speaking of Ukraine and Russia as well, in Ukraine they sent like a drone attack and hit Russia's planes, whatever, oil reserves, whatever, and knocked out a bunch of power and stuff. Yeah, so it's gonna happen.
Yeah, you make them retaliate, right?
Yeah, but I see it.
Hey,
They hit a lot of their infrastructure and stuff over there too with them 500 drones. That was yesterday. Matter of fact, it was yesterday.
Yeah. While you too busy shacked up under your Christmas tree, with none of y'all know, y'all understand what Christmas represents. Y'all none of y'all shacked up with your cocoa, your eggnog, with your cognac in it. But right now, all our war's about to happen. World War III, the draft is about to happen. Martial law. See, people don't see that part. All they see is the goddamn jingle bell, the Mariah Carey joint or the Chris Brown joint this Christmas. You know, niggas getting the PS5 or the new 4s or whatever. But they don't see what's happening on the outside of America, the bubble. Because this is a straight dome to keep you niggas from understanding geopolitics, you know, or geoeconomics.
They're comfortable.
Yeah.
The boy Trump just striked what's his name, Nigeria on Christmas Day, and he was saying like this might be the last Merry Christmas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I said they sent him a Christmas gift.
See, because they want all the resources that's over there that Nigeria is connected to with them other
Wasn't
nations
like
over
gold?
there too.
Didn't it have like gold and shit?
What was the name? Uranium.
Uranium, of course,
They
uranium.
need the nukes, boy.
Yeah.
And the silver too.
Yeah, the silver. Yeah,
Silver's
that's
going up.
I seen the Apostle
That's
Tahar's
good, yeah.
video, boy. Hey, I just did something about it. It's up to like $200 now. It used to be pennies. Now it's up in the hundreds now. Like, so everything
device.
going up.
That device and that they need that infrastructure to maintain that device. Which y'all know what we're talking about. If y'all on the insiders, because we're insiders for how about y'all shot, man. You know.
Got more.
Yeah. Back at Ezekiel 38 and verse 6. Gomer and all his bands, the house of Tigomar of the north quarters.
I think Gomer, I believe, is Turkey.
Yes, yep. And all his bands, the house of Tigomar of the north quarters, and all his bands and many people with thee. It says, be thou prepared, and prepare thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled, Buster, unto thee. Excuse me, goddamn. And be thou a guard unto them.
Right, so Russia gonna be a guard unto these different nations. You know what I'm saying? Even Venezuela, and that's coming to pass too. I don't know if we mentioned that yet. You know, of course, Trump blew up a couple, ships, took their damn oil. You know what I'm saying? He just said it on TV. He said, what you do with the oil? We took it. You know what I mean? But now you got Russia and China saying that they're going to help Venezuela. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, that's the spirit, because I was looking into that the other day. Well, Will and I got a list what I'll post it around tonight. But just going into America pretty much dwelling in piracy. You know, they're literally going to these ships and invading their ships and then taking their oil. You see, in the one oil tanker that was headed to China, I don't think that was the first one they took from Venezuela. They had it said like 1.8 million barrels of crude oil in there. You see? So, U.S. is putting their nose in everything.
We did what's that other book? You know what I'm talking about? I think it's 2, where it says that keep at home, stuff like that. You know?
I got it.
And it just shows you because Venezuela, what? That's according to prophecy too. That they got the most oil reserve in the world. You know what I'm saying? And they talking about, they saying it's excuse as it's cartels. Well, okay, if that's the case, then why don't you don't attack Mexico at least? You know what I mean? They right there. And then you got there was another country, a South American country that was more dealing with cartels than Venezuela. And we know why you can get Venezuela because that oil. But you got it here.
This is Habakkuk chapter 2 and 5. It says, yeah, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man. Neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell and his death, and cannot be satisfied.
Right, that oil going to that Babylon juice, that Babylon philosophy. You know what I'm saying? Written in the Revelation. You know what I'm saying? And the democracy, that the dollar, all that bullshit, so-called freedom. All right, and then can you read that again?
Yep, it says, he's a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death.
Right. never keep them at home. He got over 800 military bases around the world. You know what I'm saying? He's just like the ancient Rome. He was spread too thin. And always in someone else's business and conquering. You know, that's one reason why Rome fell, and that's another reason why this place is gonna fall.
Right.
But you got it.
It says, it cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people.
Right. You see that in America. You got all kinds. You got Africans. You got niggas. You got white people, so-called white people. You got Indians. You got all kinds of different nations in one place. This is Babylon. This is prophecy fulfilled. You see? But you got it. You got it. I think you read that part that says desire as hell.
Yeah.
Okay, my fault. Can you read that again?
Yep. It says,
This nigga distracted.
hell yeah. He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell.
Right, taking people different resources, oil, all right, land, you know what I'm saying? Colonizing people and shit, you know, that imperialism. He's still on that same shit. He's the same devil from the 1700s,
Yeah.
even before all that, you know?
This nigga's a slickster, man.
Yeah.
Hey, man, it was a long time, a few years ago when I was in the army and shit. And I was heavy to the military prophecies and shit. And this nigga's so sly, man. He had Afghanistan women protesting about taking their hijabs off and going to fucking school. That's how slick that dude is, man. Hey, man, them bitches gonna get their heads chopped off.
Go back home. It's so bad over here. Go back home.
Yeah, it's easy, man. It's easy cut.
Fine.
You know what I mean? But yeah, he's so slick that he convinced these so-called South Asian / Middle Eastern countries to try to get their hijab off and go to school and read books. You bitches got no business reading books, man. That's why y'all so bugged out now here in America. Y'all reading too much and y'all in colleges. You want me to jump to 6?
Yeah.
All right, back at it. It says, and is as death and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations and heapeth unto him all people. Shall not all these take up a parable against him and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, not long, and to him that ladeth himself with thick clay.
Right, thick clay, yeah. That's what we're going into. You know what I'm saying? When you see that right now, all kinds of different nations are rising up against this man. Even Africa, a lot of different African nations like kicking out the French, trying to kick out America, trying to kick out the British and shit like that. India, you know, all these people. They can we get that on hold too? Where it says Esau can be despised. That Obadiah, you know what I mean? His image, his whole image, his ways, his philosophies, democracy, all that bullshit is being hated on. These different nations are starting to really despise it. You see? What you got it.
Mr. Obadiah, I'm going to start at 1. The vision of Obadiah, thus said the Lord Yahweh thy power, concerning Esau, Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador I sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised.
Small among the heathen, but you're greatly despised. You know what I'm saying? Especially the so-called you know who's. You know what I mean? You go on Instagram, whatever, and you go on different reels. You got a lot of people speaking up against this man, saying the
All the smack.
Yeah, all the smack, saying it's false, saying 911 is set up by them people. They even going to slavery. People start to realize who the real children of Israel is, man. Hey, truth is really starting to be pushed out right now. You see? And that's another sign of a fallen kingdom.
Yeah.
If this man is being exposed. All right, but you got it.
Verse 3. That's another sign. Hey, man. Smack. Verse 3. The pride of thine heart. You want me to go back to Habakkuk 2?
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, that's it. Back at Habakkuk 2 and verse 7. Shall they not rise up suddenly, that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them, because thou hast spoiled many nations. All the remnant of the people shall spoil thee because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land of the city, and all of that dwell therein.
Right, that's why World War III, all these different nations are going to get together, because really, you know, the Lord has made America strong as fuck. We always go into this, America is strong as hell. even right now, it's weakening, but still got its strength. Russia alone can't defeat America. China alone can't defeat America. That's why the Lord had it to where all these nations got to come together, and they all like pretty much jumping the bully. You know what I'm saying? Because he's too got too much influence. Not only the influence, he got the military, he got the Navy, all that shit.
You got the experience.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
China. Hey, that's another thing too. China is a humongous military. Their infrastructure is mass, but they lack experience. They haven't been in war. They haven't been in no conflict. America's been in conflict for over 250 years, ever since its inception, since 1775, 1776. So all America knows is blood. So that experience alone can just topple down China, Iran, India, Asia. You know what I mean? Except for Afghanistan.
They only got a few years where they wasn't at war in America. It's only a few years out of them 200.
Like 13.
Yeah,
13.
it's only a few years where they wasn't at war. So that's a lot of experience right there. That's a lot of experience.
I can't remember what time. Was it between Vietnam and Desert Storm?
Scattered time.
Yeah, scattered.
It
Yeah, a
wasn't
couple
even a
years
big
here, a
block
couple
of
years
time.
there.
Yeah.
But they always been, because you got the three-letter agencies always in somebody's business, toppling down some nations. So that's always been there. But for the most part, for the masses, yeah. Man.
Shit, there's another part of that. But what you just read? Maybe read that last one.
It says, shall they not rise up suddenly, that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them, because they have spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee.
I can't remember what I was going to say, but it's all good. You keep going.
It says, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land of the city, and of all that dwell therein. It says, woe to him that coveteth in evil covetousness, to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil.
Cover, right?
Yeah.
Right. You're jealous and you want something that belongs to somebody else. Because the scripture says you cover fields. You know what I mean? We already know we took the Jake's, the so-called northern tribes. What's his name? Gad, Issachar. A lot of this land was Issachar too. You know what I'm saying? Before they push them down to Mexico and shit. See? But you got it.
It says, verse 10, thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul.
Right, you put shame on your house. Now, like I made mention earlier, all these different nations hate this damn place. Because what nation have you went to and actually just helped them, just to help them? You know what I mean? You sent your CIA, your fucking economic hitman to weaken a nation. Then you send your troops there and fuck them up even further. You just got a bad rap. They blame everything on Jake, so-called Black Latinos and Native Americans. Like we're the most violent people on earth, but really, truthfully, they are. Especially the so-called, they're like the mastermind. And Esau, the Edomites, the Americans, and so on and so forth, they're like the enforcers. Because they got that sword. But you got it.
It says, for the stone shall cry out of the wall, and the beam out of the timber shall answer. It says, woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, establisheth a city by iniquity.
Right, because you got a lot of blood on this land. So the walls is going to speak. The blood of those saints that you kill is going to speak. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to testify against this place. You see? But you got it.
It says, behold, is it not of the Lord of hosts that the people shall labor in the very fire, and the people shall weary themselves for very vanity? For the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord, as the waters cover the sea. It says, woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that puttest thy bottle to him, and makest him drunken, also that thou mayest look on their nakedness.
Right, because we read earlier, it says, he transgressed by wine, and you made your neighbor to drink. Chiefly, us, the Israelites. You gave us that wine, and Jake is off that bullshit philosophy, off that plantation Christianity, off of feminism, all that bullshit. Now Jake is drunk. You know, I think we went up. Didn't we? Yeah, didn't we go up there last week? Then we brought that out. Like Jake is drunk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the spirit. You know what I'm saying? And now Jake, they don't remember the name of the Lord. You know, things like that. And now we just threw. We got Jake in a church. We got Jake shooting each other. Women are whores, children are little bastards, bad as hell.
Bald faces and bald heads.
Right, you know?
Throwing up the Mason sign.
I was about to say, especially that do as thou wilt spirit.
Oh, yeah.
No kind of structure at all.
Yeah, it's no structure, yeah. It's no morality. You can just do what the fuck you want, man.
And then you can say, well, he knows my heart.
Yeah. That's the same reason why the Heavenly Father took away the sacrifice. Because niggas was overusing it. Niggas said, modern day times, hey, you know, a two-man joint. But the whole time, the bitch, she's single, but the other bitch is in an entanglement. Well, she's married. But that's a two-man joint though. But he got the joint so he can sacrifice after he popped his nut off.
Yeah, that's the spirit. I just did a lesson this morning, right before class. So this is how the scripture say that the foundations of the earth are out of course. So everything that is one way is all flipped upside down. It's all backwards. None of this shit makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, real quick. I'm just gonna go perfect. It's Revelation 17. I started at the top and I jumped down. It says, and there came one of the seven angels which had the seven vials and talked with me, saying unto me, come hither. I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. Who's that great whore, man? Chiefly going into America, you know. Them in that land that's ours, you know, of course. But verse 2 it says, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. You see, just like the others were into, you know, saying these other nations, and all of us are drunk from that Babylon juice, all right? Everybody's doing this, doing that. Dudes got wilt. They want to have their way. I can sleep with the next man's woman, or I can go out and be a whore. I can do what I want. You know what I'm saying? Because they're drunk. Their minds have been taken over. All right. And one thing that we've spoken about as well, as far as our people, we have what you call Stockholm syndrome. All right. In love with our oppressor. All right. The one that's enslaved us, and not only did they do it physically, but now they got our people mentally. All right, which is the greatest form of slavery, because now you can control their every move. You see? But I want to jump down, you know what I'm saying, just kind of going back to what we were talking about at the beginning. It says, verse 16, Revelation 17, verse 16, it says, in the 10 horns, with some horns going into NATO, EU nations. You know what I'm saying? You can also apply it to the other nations. Once you read it, it says, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. You see, because in the end, all the missiles, everybody's going to turn their missiles towards this place. All right, everybody that was once in allegiance with this place is going to eventually turn on this place, man. All right? And the main two that's going to stand with each other is who's standing with each other now. You got Trump, you got Netanyahu, man. You know what I'm saying? And them two lands got to be destroyed, man. They got to be cleansed with the blood that shed their earth. You see?
Oh yeah, I was holding because it was you said you ran out of course, everything's upside down. I got the AMP version out of Isaiah 5 and 20. Isaiah 5 verse 20 out of the AMP version. It says, woe to those who call evil good and good evil, who put darkness for light and light for darkness, who put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. It says, woe to those who are wise in their own eyes. That's that do as thou wilt, that Alice Carter spirit that the brother said. All right. So niggas think they wise because they probably conjure up the plan, the two-man joint. I got the perfect setup. They would never know. They'll never find out. You know. It says, woe to those who are wise in his own eyes and prudent and shrewd in their own sight. It's woe to those who are mighty heroes at drinking wine and men of strength and mixing alcoholic drinks. Hey, that's twofold too. Because niggas think they are strong when they mix the Yayizu with the Shikar. Guilty as charged. But this goes into, going into different philosophies, man. Because dumbass niggas always, I always use brother polite. Nigga polite, because he likes to intermingle Christianity and Muslims, because you got a lot of jakes that are just confused. What are you doing being a Buddhist, or going to the Mecca, you know? But then you're going to go to church because your grandmother forced you to go to church on Sunday. So now you mixing shikar and yayan, and now you just completely bugged the fuck out, man. Walking down with a walking down the street with a t-shirt fringe with a fucking the joint. I just said it. The kufi, man. Yeah, run around a kufi with some fringes on, man. Just completely bugged out your mind. But that's how Esau wants you niggas, man. Esau wants to see little Dirk at the Mecca bowing down to a fucking rock or stone. Esau don't want us to do this. He don't want to see us in our ancient garments, man. He want us to see read precepts off the KJV. You know, he's looking at us right now, like, damn. But guess who's also looking at us, man? Yahweh Shemi Al-Shai, which is in control of all this stuff. You want to Isaiah 10:1?
Yeah. Matter of fact, before we get that, can we get since we said that, can you get Sirach 2? And then you can, I mean not Sirach, Wisdom of Solomon 2. And then you can start at because it's beautiful because it goes into Esau and Jake. So we can skip around. Let's start at 1 and then we're gonna skip around a little bit.
Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2 at the top. For the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves.
Because this goes into Esau going around the earth, you know, taking all the resources, and also goes into how they try to get, you know, Jake to follow his wickedness. You know what I mean? So it kills two birds with one stone. But you got it.
It says, for the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves, but not aright. Our life is short and tedious, and in the death of a man there is no remedy. Neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave. For we are.
All right, can you go skip to verse 6 just to show you who's speaking? Because it says the ungodly. Indeed, wicked is who? Esau, Edom. You know what I'm saying? But you got it.
Verse 6. It says, come on, therefore, let us enjoy the good things that are present. Let us speedily use the creatures like us, like as in youth.
Right, that's what you see. You see them going around destroying the earth. You got them always constantly digging for oil. It's like the oil is pretty much like the blood of the earth. You just constantly taking, you know what I mean? And you're going around taking people's resources, taking Jake's resources chiefly, you know what I'm saying? And dumping fucking shit into the sea, you know? Pollution, you got, like I always say, there's pollution literally for everything. Air, sound, land, water. You know, this shit is sad, man.
That's the spirit. Remember we was watching like the little episode yesterday about the America's secret thing in Colorado? So that land belonged, well, first and foremost, the whole landmass from east to the west belongs to Gad, the northern tribes anyway. But Edomites, they colonized from the east to the west, but they were stopped at one point, and they told Jake to move towards west. Now them crackers, they seen that it was resources in the Midwest. So guess what? They went towards the plains, and they took more land from us, so they had us cornered. But they gave us that land, which it was ours. You know what I mean? What was that? Indian Removal Act. So they gave us land. We said, all right, man, we're gonna move out. Reuben, you know, we stayed in the south. We couldn't get fucked with. But they kept us tucked away down there in the swamps. But they took the land. They seen how much resources was in the Midwest. Now they start setting up shop. So come on, man, you can't trust this cracker, man. But it just made me think about that, because like you say, he's still hungry. Hey, how the fuck you gonna make a law? We abided by it as dumbasses, and then you still want to have us cornered. Verse 7, it says, let us fill ourselves with costly wine and ointments, and let no flower of the spring pass by us. Let us crown ourselves with rosebuds before they be withered.
Yeah, that yellow spirit. We said
Alistair Crowley?
Yeah, who was that book?
Yeah,
kind. You know, because they tell you what? They tell you that you only live once, so you just do everything you want to do. You want to fulfill all your dreams, you know. And now you in that rushing type of spirit. That's why people today they have no rest, because they constantly trying to work, do overtime, plus 3 jobs. You know what I mean? To become rich and famous and shit. And then all that shit ain't gonna mean nothing though. Because all your money is gonna be taken away. That's why Proverbs saying, don't set your eyes upon riches, for surely as the eagle they fly away into heaven. You know, it's saying on rest. You see?
But that goes back into to the Jake that fell out of GMS, North Carolina. Oh man, what you just quoted, man. I didn't want to bring that up, but at some point, because he had said that means he lacked faith. Because you already know this thing is caving in, top side up, but you still want to try to reach up there, man. Which you got the means to do it, but taking a month off, that's crazy work.
Especially without doing no work.
Yeah,
you could have did 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and you said I ain't gonna be able to do nothing.
He said, "Boss, I ain't got it."
Man, I just wanted to chime in. It's no Jake in the world can ever say that they don't have time for the war. You can't say that. I don't care if you just work 12 hours straight. The time you go home and you sit on the couch and like I'm about to rest, and you might sit on your phone and you might watch a video. You can take 10, 15 minutes of that time and do a video. Read, do something for the world. Nobody can say you don't have time. Nobody. I just have to say that because it pisses me off.
I was going to speak to real quick. That whole living once, they got Jake in that spirit. You can tell by Noriega on that show Drink Champs. They give roses to people who came before them like they never gonna be here again.
Fuck that nigga. I don't like that nigga, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm sorry, Shalaka, man. He pisses me off, man. That's one of the very few New York niggas I don't fuck with. Shalaka,
You
man.
can tell you're a puppet, bro.
Because that's what I'm saying. He's a puppet.
Definitely.
He's an extreme puppet.
You can tell, for sure.
Shout out to my man Cam and Mix though. This is it says, let none of us go without his part of our voluptuousness. Let us leave tokens of our joyfulness in every place. For this is our portion, and our lot is this.
Right, he said in every place. Because why? Because if you go into was it Genesis 27? You go into Jacob and Esau's blessing. Our blessing was very similar. We both gonna get the fatness of the earth, and that's what Esau. He got the fatness of the earth right now, but in wickedness. That's why he can go any country right now, pretty much, and you'll see an Edomite. Just on vacation because he got the means to. He's in his heaven. You see? What you got?
Job 9:24 says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, and covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, who is he? You see, and just like in 2 Corinthians 15, it tells you that wickedness has exceedingly polluted the earth. And just like the whole premise of the lesson today, the wickedness that Esau has promoted. So it furthers the point that the earth was given to Esau. His blessing was the fatness of the earth was sport. Alright, that's why the gun violence and all these missiles and all this shit is so prominent in this community that we live in.
You also can do Revelations 6 where it talks about him give the blessing to take peace from the earth.
Oh, yeah.
So that's exactly what he's doing.
When he said cover the face of the judges thereof, we know that's going to whitewashing and but in order for Esau to come into power, he had to do that first during the Renaissance. He had to change the whole mindset of religion and make it seem like it's him, like he's the God or something. He got to cover us up because we was ruling that before him. You know what I'm saying? So once we lost our power, now he's like I'm the power. I'm the Israelite. But you got it.
We did a lot of football. That thing, you look at it, think about it, like he had to put some hustle on that cracker, man. He had to do he had to bring up a lot of doubles, devise up, bring up the smartest Edomites to conjure up a plan.
Can I get real quick? Luke 6, I started at 23. It says, rejoice ye in that day, and leap for joy, for behold, your reward is great in heaven. That's going to us. Our reward is in heaven. Our riches are stored up in heaven. It says, for in the like manner did their fathers unto the prophets. But woe unto you that are rich, for ye have received your consolation. You see, so that's going into wicked Jacob, but Esau is one. He has his blessing. His blessing is lived out here on this earth. That's why he has the fattest earth. That's why he's the head of the banks and is collecting all this amass money from here, from there, right? And is able to have a law and then have a law to redact that law. You know what I'm saying? Just like with the Constitution. If shit goes wrong, he can say, oh, well, the Constitution is out the window now. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's able to do shit like that. So he received his constellation. This is his end right here.
Back at Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2 and verse 10. Let us oppress the poor, righteous men. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age.
Right. So see, so now Esau trying to pretty much gather everything to himself, unsatiable, you know, like we read in Habakkuk. And then also, at the same time, he's oppressing the poor righteous man. You know what I'm saying? The widow, not he said, I ain't gonna spare the widow, nor reverence the gray hair. You know, we already know through history, 70 AD up to
Tears.
right, chills, even up to now. You know what I mean? They don't give a shit. And Esau is starting to show his horns even more. So now he about to really put a foot in Jake's ass. You know, he ain't gonna give a shit. He gonna shoot. But the video we was watching yesterday, a documentary, they were shooting Jake and shit. They were just trying to bowl. You know what I'm saying? It was like what 1960s or some shit like that. And they just fucking massacred like 3 people and shit. Yeah. You know.
What was that documentary?
It was on HBO Max. It's like the
Abandoned cities of America.
yeah,
something like
abandoned like Secrets of America or some shit. And it's just Jake getting fucked up and Esau. That's when we
that. If you look up like bowling alley massacre,
South Carolina.
Bowling alley, man.
yeah,
Hashtag Black History Month.
You said that was in the 60s, bro?
yeah. And I believe it was the first shooting of what did they say police in the campus. I believe, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, well yeah, because there was another one. I was in Kent State, I think, or somewhere where Edomites were, but they talked about that one, but they didn't talk about the one in like the HBCU, I believe, or like the Jake community, the Jake University or whatever. Alright, fair enough. I was too busy giving out historical facts and shit. But yeah, that should vex you, man. That watching stuff like that, see, Jake should be. I'm not gonna watch no 8-hour video, but I could watch Django be pissed off. You know, or watch any type of Indian type Native American joint. That shit should bring you back your ancient days, man.
12 years a slave.
Yeah, because Esau is he's going back to his ancient days type spirit, and we're gonna get back ours too. We're gonna get our validity back, man. You're gonna see no saucy Santana nigga in a dress with a beard on. No, that nigga gonna take that dress off. No, the Lord gonna put his ass to death. But it's gonna be men that's 6'4", Magic Johnson size. That's gonna get busy, man. You know, Judah gotta get roused up, man. It says, verse 11, it says, let our strength be the law of justice. For that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth.
Right, so what they said today, survival of the fittest. That's the mindset of Esau. And who was it? Was it a Roman general says, damn, who said that? I'm gonna have to look it up. I think it's a Roman general said something like that too. About being pretty much having power. You know, the only thing that really matters is power. You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
You got it.
It says, therefore let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn, and he is clean contrary to our doings. He upbraided us with our offending the law, and objective to our infamy, the transgressings of our education.
Right, so now they lying in the wait for the righteous, because he says it's not for our turn, and that's what we're doing. We're out here prophesying against this kingdom. You know what I'm saying? Because Jeremiah says the Lord sent the prophets before to preach against many different kingdoms and stuff like that. You know, and Esau, he ain't gonna allow that shit. You know, or he gonna try to stop it. Oh shit, that's what I do right there. Go to the same gym. Yeah. Smack. But you got it.
Back at verse 13, he professeth to have the knowledge of the Most High, and he calleth himself the child of the Lord.
Right, so he's mad. Like I know you mentioned that earlier. You know, Esau looking at us, and he's angry. And he says that because why? Because we profess that we have the knowledge of the Most High. What we say? We say we got the 100% truth. like the brother said, we ain't mixing our religion, trying to mix it with the Islam bullshit or Christian. No, we saying this is the truth. This is only the truth. You know, we ain't feeling nothing else. All right. And he said what? They ain't be calling himself the child of God, of the Lord. And what should we saying? What? Now we saying what? We the Hebrew Israelites.
We're proclaiming this.
Right.
And Esau hates that shit.
Right. He mad. Remember, what's that basketball dude? Remember he came out and said he was an Israelite? Kyrie? Yeah, yep. And then I think he came out and said he was like a Muslim or some shit. Then everybody
they got
down.
on his ass.
They got on his ass. They took them checks.
Yep.
That nigga kept. Hey, we not gonna keep quiet, man. We not weak. That's my nigga though. But we not Kyrie Irving. We not LeBron James. We not Denzel. We not Charles Barkley. Shaquille O'Neal.
Yep.
So that's black.
Yeah, we can't. We ain't them niggas, man.
Yeah. Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah. We not Kendrick Lamar. We not. We through the Spirit, empower you. How about Shemel Shah? We are forced to be reckoned with through the Spirit. Because you know, none of y'all can gainsay nor resist what we got going on. Bring. I'm not saying don't bring Bocab Malone back up here. That nigga's smack. Like you can't buy us, man. And all you other Israelite camps, majority, and we look at you, you know, for face value. A lot of y'all niggas got bought. You Genesis niggas talking about Gentiles can make it and all this stuff, man. That's bullshit. Because I was watching an old video when he was cutting up Gentiles that they couldn't make it. I'm like, now a few years later, like nigga, what? Like this, like my man Taziah said, man, the scriptures don't change like the time of the season. He said something that was way funnier than what I just said, but he said this shit ain't like changing socks or underwear, man. What it is, man. You know?
No, that's real. You know, ain't no switching up, man. You know, I seen a video recently. I think Elder Renaza talked about it. You know, those Sons of Thunder dudes, they linked up with some Muslims.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Man.
How you intermingling with some people that don't even agree with what you got going on?
That's that money.
Yeah, it's all for a back, man. That brotherhood of a breakdown shit is bullshit, man.
Yeah.
You see where he at?
Yeah, exactly.
Bro, I hate Islam. I hate that shit. I can't wait for
Me
Lord
too, bro.
to that
Hey,
shit, bro.
listen, I got some family that is, they be all that, hey, bro, don't say that to me, bro. Hey, don't say that to me, bro. I don't want to hear that shit at all, bro. That's a curse for me, bro. That's what they don't understand, bro. You calling on some wickedness, bro. I ain't with that shit, bro. Put on Yahweh and Yahweh Shah.
Christ too.
Oh, yeah.
They all gonna get huddled up, whether you a Muslim or you deal with that church, the Christianity church, or you go into Catholicism or Amar Studamar that converted to being a Jew, which you are an original Judite, you dumb nigga. You know, got a yarmulke on your head and shit. And they all get huddled up, just like Israel, just like the Israelites, GMS, IUIC, Sakari, Genesis. I don't know if they're Genesis. Wi-Fi, HOI, HOGC, we all still gonna get mingled up because we still say that we are the 12 tribes, which that's an offense enough to cause Esau to round us up. You know, we all fight for this. All right, the 12 tribes, and majority of you niggas are going back to that black only spirit too, like Fopi. I think they lost in the sauce at this point.
Separated by doctrine.
Start taking that spirit from them, man. So they just coming out, just putting out whatever comes to their head. And if you're confused, then that's gonna be confusion coming out.
Verse 14, he was made to reprove our thoughts. He is grievous unto us even to behold, for his life is not like other men's.
Right, say he is grievous unto us even to behold. What's that say? We were at the gates of the noble. You know what I'm saying? Best believe them elites. They watching. They know. You know what I'm saying? They know what Jake doing. They're watching the apostles on down. And I think the apostles even themselves said they was teaching one time years ago, and so-called who came up and said, how you find out we spend billions
Billions
to hide this?
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy. Hey, truth cutting out there. You see? And hey, one day he gonna make his move. But just like in the ancient world, time of Rome, they thought Yahweh Shai was what's it called? you were rising up against authority. You know what I'm saying? Even like Paul. That's why they said Paul got executed because he was doing too much or whatever, and causing riots.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You know?
That's what they said. Which this truth can cause incitement. You know?
Especially at that time when it was like, Shai's doctrine, or the truth. Then, you got Israelite, the Jews so focused on, the Old Testament, you know what I mean? And then there's a lot of fighting, and Jake was getting persecuted. Then you have the Romans, and hell yeah, there's a lot of shit going on. That shit coming back again.
Yeah, it's true.
Same thing.
The
Same
zealots,
thing.
you got niggas slicing and dicing, you got brothers prophesying, you got niggas that's rubbing elbows, Esau, all types of factions. Yeah, it's crazy. You got niggas in the military, the federal, the feds. Man. Then you gonna have to make a decision. It's gonna be after a split-second decision. Whether you're gonna be on that side or this side, not even going to with the chip, but it's gonna be the social, the class wars. Cause you got niggas up in them affluent areas. You're gonna knock on your door like, hey, what's up, Jones? What you think about the Israelites? Oh well, you gotta try to finagle his way. You might have to supplant Esau. But shit might pop up like that. Yeah, it's about to get crazy out here. Verse 15, 16. No, verse 15. He is grievous unto us, even to behold, for his life is not like other men's, his ways are of another fashion.
Right, you see that? We ain't like these people. We use the word but not abuse it. You know what I'm saying? We ain't like these people. We ain't our mindset ain't on a Babylon mindset. Our mindset on the kingdom of heaven. So we think different, we dress different, we act different. Even people can see that. Even low levels can see that. I remember it happened to us all the time. Really, brothers, we be out about whenever somebody might come up, there's something different about y'all. I remember where I went to Iowa. The brothers took me out, whatever, and he was telling me when they was out there, they was like, oh man, some lady came up and say she's I see the God in you. You know what I'm saying? So people can see the spirit is different, but you got it.
Verse 16, we are esteemed of him as counterfeits. He abstained from our ways as from filthiness.
Right, we esteem as we the Israelites, the righteous ones, we esteem him, the Edomites, as counterfeits. Because we know obviously he ain't the real people. You a fake, you a fraud. First of all, you ain't the Israelites, you're not the Egyptians, you're not the original Greeks, and you're not so-called white. And you're not righteous. You're a wicked ass demon. You're an Edomite. The witch. Yep.
Malachi 1 and 4.
He says, he abstaineth from our ways as from filthiness. He pronounceth the end of the just to be blessed, and maketh his boast that the Most High is his Father. It says, he says that he pronounceth the end of the just to be blessed, and he maketh his boast that the Most High is his Father.
The end of the just is blessed. What's the end of the just? What do you say? It's our patience and faith. We patiently waiting to put these different nations in captivity. And Esau knows this. He knows the Most High. He knows who the Lord's children are. And he knows but when we get back into rulership, that this man is going to be our slave. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be righteous for vengeance. You know what I'm saying? So that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to do any and every little thing he can to upset prophecy. You know what I'm saying? And then, of course, when the Lord returns, he's going to try to fight against him. Of course, obviously, he's going to fail miserably, but you got it.
It says, let us see if his words be true, and let us prove what shall happen in the end of him. For if the just man be the son of the Most High, he will help him and deliver him from the hand of his enemies. It says, let us examine him with despitefulness and torture, that we may know his meekness and prove his patience.
We can stop there. But let's go and see Esau's persecution. You know what I'm saying? That's what he's gonna do. He's gonna try to come up, rile up some of us. Some of us gonna be put to death for not taking a micro C hit. You know what I mean? But the Lord, ultimately, the Lord gonna protect us. You know what I mean? He's gonna protect us, lift up a standard, give brothers spiritual powers. have a way, you know, where angels come through, protect certain brothers, beam them up, you know, so on and so forth. And then at the end of the day, once we all get those new bodies in those chariots, we gonna, you know, be in the chariots, round up Esau, put him in the pit, and then after many days, we're gonna, matter of fact, we're not supposed to get that. I think it's in Isaiah. Yep, you see by Susan.
Obadiah.
Oh, yeah, Obadiah. Yeah.
1:18.
Obadiah, yep. Yep. This is what this man, that's why he do not want us to know that we're Israelites, because he knows that's power in the Lord's name. That's why he's paying off these different camps, telling them people not to tell them what the name of the Lord is, you know, but it's too late, you know.
See, because the money don't mean nothing to them. The money is just paper to them. But this word coming out, hey, they say words don't hurt you, but these words bust your ass. And they
Sharper
hate
than
it.
two-edged sword. It's cutting his ass.
Yeah, cutting him
Every time a video gets surfaced, a modern day epistle gets surfaced through YouTube or whatever handle, Instagram or whatever, TikTok or whatever. It's just another slice to the chest, nigga. You know what I mean? You're like Denzel Washington in Training Day.
Hey, and that's crazy too. I think Israel just bought YouTube or Google, one or two, maybe both.
Better say they already got that.
Yeah, God.
They got that shit.
Because you know, well, the top six companies own all the rest of the companies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they already got everything. You know what I'm saying? So we already know they trying their best to make sure stuff don't come out, but they can't stop with Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai got plans. So.
There's too many whistleblowers. There's too many righteous whistleblowers, man.
And they even got their own people speaking.
Yeah, they even got their own party speaking against them.
Also, their judgment is our reparations. Also, not this money that Jake think is money.
Yeah, we gonna have them in slavery. That's part of it. We want that. We don't want that money. We want the kingdom. We want y'all working under. You know what I'm saying? All of that. Change bodies. The laws and commandments put into our inward parts. That's what we want. We don't want money. We do this. We take just what is it? Just enough to get by.
Just to sustain your daily bread.
Be content with the things that you have. We cool with that, the daily bread. You know what I'm saying? The rest of that stuff, putting your Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai on hold just to get money. No.
That's dangerous.
That's dangerous, bro. That's taking chances, bro.
That's death.
They tell you not to put all your effort into being rich. They tell you should know when to stop. But our people so caught up in seeing all of these top famous people and seeing they got billions, they're like, well, we could do the same thing, but that money don't compare to this truth. Money don't compare at all. Because money and wisdom can get you almost anything, but only the wisdom can save your life. So we'd rather have this.
Smart.
That's right. And simply put, the scriptures tell you that the Lord's coming as a thief in the night. So you taking your time off, thinking you chilling and shit pop off for you, then what? That's an L on your part, man. You know what I'm saying? You wanted to go fulfill your worldly lust, trying to get your money up, whatever you want to call it, and then shit popped up. Now look. You know what I'm saying? At that point, hey, sell out. Remember that shit right there?
Oh shit, that's the spirit. Oh, that's the spirit. Yeah, license plate says sell out.
Sell out.
That's cold.
That's cold right there. Yeah, this is a nice little sign that tells us don't sell out.
Yeah, don't sell out. Because it ain't gonna get you nothing. If you think about it, all the people that did sell out, it started to come out what they did in that sellout process, and it goes against your manhood, your morals, your everything. So it's like, nah, bro. So it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it at all.
That Isaiah part, I got a quick one just with
Right up to the soul.
All right, this is Sirach 5 verse 7, or Ecclesiasticus. It says, make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day, for suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed, and perish in the day of vengeance. So you can't wait. Like you can't put off. Just a personal testimony for myself. I remember years ago when I was dealing with the brothers down in Rochester. Shout out to the beloved brothers down there. down in Rochester, GMS, and I hit him up just like how you brothers did through the joint. You know, brothers, they're a little skeptic. You know, I'm in the military. I'm 2 hours away. I'm like, man, I'm gonna be there next week. Just give me a time in the joint. And you know, Jake, he might show up. I was 30 minutes early. And you know, Jake is late as a motherfucker, bro. Oh my goodness gracious.
We pulled up. That's why we left. We pulled up at what? 2:30.
2:30.
Yeah,
like,
hey, that's
yo, we
the
ain't
spirit.
trying to-
'Cause I'm not playing no games.
Nothing
I have to
good.
make sure my contingency plans are squared away. I make sure my gas. I make sure I make sure everything is squared away before I go down. I got a 2-hour trip there and back from Kansas or GMS Rochester, then GMS Kansas City, because I was moving military. Luckily, it was just 20 minutes from these brothers. God damn, I almost had to go to Cleveland, but but that's the spirit, man. I showed up an hour and a half early just so I could get my bearings, and they showed up late as shit. But it's all good because now I understand it now. We just Israelites. They pop up when they pop up. It's through the spirit. All right. But I had to get that out of the way. But yeah, man, you can't put off from day to day, because at some day you're gonna start getting compelled, and you're gonna start feeling like the walls are closing in on you. All right, you got a little bit of knowledge. Now get your ass up out of there. The Lord gave you some resources. He gave you a whip, a couple ducats to go down the street and take your ass down the street and learn from these brothers. See him, it's different just listening to him on YouTube versus actually seeing him in live. You know, because you can get that full experience. That's why.
Which one I think of? Matter of fact, you got more. I think you got more. I'm thinking of a scripture for this one, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. You got it.
Back at Sirach 5 and 8, it says, set not thine heart upon goods unjustly gotten, for they shall not profit thee in the day of calamity.
Now, you go to, you speak about them sellouts. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You can't be setting your heart on let's say, what do you say? How's it go?
Set not thine heart upon goods unjustly gotten, for they shall not profit thee in the day of calamity.
Right. You sell it out. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna go to these different Israelite camps sold out to Esau, Edom. And you got millions, a couple 100,000 a week or a month, whatever, coming to your bank account. You know what I'm saying? You got multiple wives and you just living a good life. You got followers and people. You know what I mean? You got some type of fame, and you forget about the Lord. You know what I'm saying? But hey, the Lord, what did he say? He said he had rejected the rich of this world and chose the poor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The majority of brothers in this truth are poor, lowly, got to stack up, live with each other and shit. You know what I'm saying? I know they was making fun of that one brother because he's something about living in the basement or whatever.
Oh, he was just giving out examples. Because they always call us bummerlites and snow dummies. And,
Yeah, how they be saying the apostles stay on this old couch from years ago and stuff like that.
and that joint got, hey, that I know that brought you up, Zaquan. The couch joints with the end of the world. Yes. Hey, that was some edifying lessons, man. But those elders brought up the next generation, so to speak. That mass following, man. So I mean, if I can use my left hand, man, fuck you niggas, man. That couch might be in this, that joint might be encased somewhere, you know what I mean?
Real quick,
yeah.
Proverbs 11 and verse 4 it says, riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivered from death. You see all that money that Jake trying to acquire, which to be square, there's nothing wrong with having money. If the Lord bless you to have an abundance of certain things, accept it, be grateful for it. But don't let your riches and your worldly shit get in the way of what you gotta do for the Heavenly Father, His only begotten Son, man. Alright? This comes first. Alright? Now, whether you are living in a shack somewhere or you got a damn crib out the way, be grateful for what you got no matter what. Alright? The Lord puts you in position the way that you need to be put in position. And we know firsthand that the brothers that have an abundance, alright, they have compounds, etc. We go dwell with them brothers, man. Alright, they host us, they take care of us, you know what I'm saying, in moments where we all gotta be close together. Alright, and these brothers may be set up. Ain't that damn trouble for brothers to come, okay, I got plenty of space here, I got this, I got that. You know, so the Lord does everything for a reason, alright? So all that money, this, money, that, we ain't worried about it, man.
also tell us not to have so much money because then you will forget the Lord, but then not to have nothing so that you'll be stealing from the Lord. So, yeah, so like,
Proverbs. Damn, he's like, damn. God. You got it.
Verse 9. Oh, come on, man. It says, I'm going to read the precept. It says, win or not with every wind, and go not into every way.
Hey, that goes, see, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
That goes to what we were talking about earlier, too. Like these guys trying to mix religions and different philosophies and shit. You ain't supposed to window on all that shit. You're supposed to have one thing only. One doctrine, one faith, one truth. I can take the other one. You know what I'm saying? But you got it.
Yeah, that goes into having a foundation. Because once you have a solid excuse me. Once you have a solid foundation, then your building won't collapse or it won't go this way, it won't go that way. It's a solid piece. That means your eyes only single to one discipline. All right. It says, "Winnow not with every wind, and go not into every way, for so doth the sinner that hath a double tongue."
God's scripture says they change as the moon. You know, that's why you see different camps change their doctrine so damn much.
Every damn month. It says, "Be steadfast in thy understanding, and let thy word be the same."
Man, I mean, come on now.
Yeah, that was crazy.
You gotta be steadfast in your understanding. We don't got time to be fucking keep switching shit. You know what I mean? Esau about to make his move. You know? He really got his eyes on the Israelites. And the niggas playing games want to change the doctrine over and over again. We gotta be firm. You know what I'm saying? You can't be just that's just bring confusion. That doesn't make no sense. You see what I'm saying?
That's right. That's right. You're right. Good point. 'Cause what if this camp, well, let's just say a camp, a general camp, don't have to put no name on it. What if they say, oh yeah, Revelation 13:16 is that grain of rice. And then shit pops off a week later, they come back to you and they're like, oh man, you know what? Don't worry about it. I wasn't that. I was bullshit. I was bugging out. It's white women. It's sleeping with white women. And now it's people scratching their head and shit now. Now you got them all confused. That's not the way to go, man. As a shepherd, you're supposed to guide in one direction.
So that'd be Philippians 2:2.
You got something?
Yep, Philippians 2:2. Fulfill ye my joy, that you be like-minded, having the same love, being on one accord and of one mind. Yeah, so not trying to mix different things that's wicked with the righteous. You know what I'm saying? So, like us at GMS, we believe we got the 100% truth. So there's no need for us to mix with people that's confused. So staying on one accord, one mind. You know what I'm
Mixing
saying?
drinks. Can't be mixing drinks. Like, can't be mixing doctrines. Can't be mixing camps. We can't do Sakari. We might have the same doctrine as far as Revelation 13:16, but they go off on everything else.
Yeah.
I mean, a couple other things. Back last couple verses out of this chapter, it says, "Be swift to hear, and let thy life be sincere, and with patience give answer. If thou hast understanding, answer thy neighbor." That's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
It's Psalms 26 and verse 5 in the AMP. It says, "I hate the company of evildoers and will not sit with the wicked." You see, so whether it's a different camp or even being in the midst of your family in the world, you know what I'm saying? Like, we might pop up, visit, you know what I'm saying? Just want to chill out for a little bit. But over time, it's like, man, I can't sit around with you people for too long, man, because that evil spirit and all that shit y'all on begin to rub off. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, I got to get away from this. It's vexing. You know what I'm saying? It stirs up a different anger in you. You know what I'm saying? If you in the right spirit, man, you're like, damn, man, I can't even be around y'all, man. Y'all's minds is so far gone. Like, what the hell am I even doing here? Then it's like, I'm back to my senses. I gotta leave. I'm going home now. So I gotta get in the right place now. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Just talking to yourself too.
Romans 16. It says,
Family will take you through it.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can start with that.
It's Romans 16 in verse 17 it says, "Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, and avoid them."
Or was to mark them. That's why certain brothers, we might make a video on somebody, you know, whatever. It's not doing it just so we just hate people, you know, whatever. We defenders of the gospel. We gotta. It's not. A lot of it's not personal. You know what I mean? We just doing it just so to show the other flock, hey, this is an example you're not supposed to follow, and you're supposed to avoid them. You're not supposed to get together and having what's shit called
Cookout?
what's that shit called a camp together?
Unity camp.
Unity camps.
Yeah.
You know, you can't have a unity camp with a guy that believes that Yahweh Shai is just a prophet or he believes in the Trinity or some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have the same exact doctrine.
Romans 16 verse 18 it says, "For they that are such serve not our Lord Yahushua Hamashiach, but their own belly, and by good words and fair speeches deceive the hearts of the simple."
Belly, man. They fleshly. That's why you see these different camps. They a lot of them just carnal. They got weapons all in their fucking videos, and they talking about, you know. And then what was the second part there?
It says, "And by good words and fair speeches deceive the hearts of the simple."
Right. Fair speeches. Fair means beautiful. So they try to talk all eloquent and, you know, give the people what they want to hear. Talk to the sisters, and you know what I'm saying, and be more what's called Israelite family oriented. You know, which if brothers got family, you know, brothers got family. That's beautiful, but you know. Bullshit, like it's unnecessary. But we don't come out here and bring our wives and children and shit. You know, we at GMS, we push forth doing the work of the Lord first and foremost. Matter of fact, can we get that? I think it's John 5, where Yahushua said, my meat is to do the work of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? That's the first and foremost. We, you know, of course, we have fun. Sometimes we might crack a joke a little bit. You know, you have fun with the truth a little bit, like Apostle Tahar said. But the main thing we do, we focus on the scriptures. We focus on prophecy. We focus on what's important. Not endless stupid ass debates with Christians that we already debated 15,000 times already. You know?
Yeah, they all gonna say the same thing.
Right.
Galatians 3:18, John 3:16. Same bullshit. I mean, yeah, jet setting going on, people's podcasts and shit. You know what I mean? Every weekend I see Captain Cesario on somebody's podcast. Being censored. I haven't heard him say Esau Edom not one time. In none of his fucking debates.
Book of John chapter 4 and verse 34 it says, Yahushua said unto them, by me is to do the will of him that sent me, and to finish his work.
Right. See? So Yahushua said by me is to do the will of the Father. You know, that's what we're doing. We're preaching the gospel. We ain't got no gimmicks. We ain't had a crazy ass intro. We just started off praising the Lord and giving blessings to the brothers, and then all right, we jump right in. You know what I'm saying? And it says, and to finish his work. That's the most important thing, man. Now that you took on the plow, you know, you took on the work, now you believe it, now you making videos, you're going out, Byways and Byways. The most important thing is what? To finish the work. Because you got guys, a whole lot of guys came into this faith, you know, talk for maybe a couple years, whatever, a couple months, whatever. Now they ain't here no more. The Lord gonna forget all those works that man had done. You know what I'm saying? So, going back to these other different Israelite camps, they just bullshit. They playing games. They're not having the mindset on their flock to have the mindset of a spirit of urgency to finish the work. They over here talking about cookouts and bullshit and changing the work. How the hell you gonna finish the work if the work is always changing? You know what I mean? You know, we got one specific goal, but if you change it now, now everybody got reset. Now we got to relearn, and now we got to go through this shit again. Like hell no.
Right,
you know,
because even think about that, going back to that point being in the midst of these different Israelite camps, if we was to say, all right, fuck, we didn't link up with Zakar, which we're not. But if we were to do that, it's only going to turn into a debate. All right, and then these debates are not meat for the sheep, man. All right, it's going to become confusion, because now it's like, now they got to pick a side. We in the midst, we say, nah, okay, damn, they saying this, damn. That's why the congregation is flawed in a way, because you got this doctrine, you got that doctrine, you got this, you got that. And that's why the spirit of the Lord is so heavy, because we got the 100% truth, man, but people are still hypnotized by certain things that these other camps preach, because it may appease to them and their flesh and how they feel.
That's what happened maybe half a decade ago with Sakari, when Hassan knocked another Israelite out at a camp because of a dispute. I think it was one of Fopi's men, and Hassan cleaned him up, and they were talking about it. I think that was like one of my I think that was my first video I ever done. My first lesson was like instigate the fight. Oh shit, give it up praise, because it was live. I was like, oh, what the fuck? I thought I was the first one to get the joint. Like I was the eyewitness type thing.
Right.
But I was sitting there, I couldn't wait to send that joint out. But it was crazy. The nigga, one of Foki's men, they try to FaceTime the nigga. The nigga trying to get rid of the cigarette or the blunt. Hey, Shalom. It was like, yo, what's happening?
You said that was on video?
Oh,
That was
yeah,
on video?
years ago. I remember that was a live joint. I was like, hey, Shalom. I'm like, yo, what's the... I'm amped, bro. I was off to Chicago or something, but I'm like, yo, what is happening here? But that just shows you, man, it's gonna turn into a fist fight. And you know us, man, we just gonna walk off. They're gonna call us what? They gonna call us bitches? All right.
Over time, you don't know the background. You don't know.
That's what the elder brother said. Ashayar said. He said, man, that brother, man, hey, we gonna have to jump that brother, man. That brother's 6'5", 280, man. Come on, man. And they talking like that. Yeah, they talking about like. I know some brothers that can max some shit out. Did you say max out? I just took that from you. Yeah, I know some brothers that can max some shit out, man. So they just talking out the side of their neck, man.
I suppose we dwell in the spirit, man. There's no reason for us to be carnal and try to act all big and bad, man. No one. Jake can clean you up, you know what I'm saying? But what do we have to prove? We don't have anything to prove. We got the scriptures. We got Yahweh Shem Yahushua on our side, man, and that's all that matters. We don't need none of that extra.
Peacemakers. Yeah, you know, somebody don't accept you, just go to a different city. You know what I mean? And even what's them IUIC and ISBK, whatever the fuck the niggas name is. They even though they wasn't camping together, but they came. Remember they came to their camp.
They started growing.
Yeah, and then IUIC used the police skills and shit.
Yeah, he put the joint put them in chicken wings, man.
Right.
And ISUPK, they all fat and out of shape. They couldn't do nothing but just sit there.
Right.
Yeah, that happened in Kansas City. Yeah.
Hey, and we couple of appreciate you close out. But it just shows you, man, hey, the Lord ain't dealing with that. The Lord wants division. You know what I'm saying? If nobody got something, you get that. You know? Because, hey, even in the time you have shot, it was all kinds of different sets. It was the Pharisees, the scribes, the Sadducees, the Heronians. Those was Israelites that was supporting the Herod dynasty. You know, you had fucking so on and so forth. You know, it was always division. Damn near every scripture in the Gospels was a Pharisee or somebody coming up and questioning Yahushua. You know, so those divisions that's ordained by the Lord. You got some guys out here that try to say, well, we all need to come together. We need to stop fighting each other. They try to use that scripture. I think it's Zephaniah where it says, "Old nation not desire, gather together." But no, that's talking about the elect. Because right now the Lord only dealing with the elect, the 144,000 and the rest of the believers, right? Women and children on his sign. You know what I'm saying? The 2/3 of Israel, it's gonna be wicked. You gotta let them be wicked. Fuck them.
They're gonna be destroyed.
Right. Yep.
They're gonna be destroyed. Zechariah 13 and 8. They're gonna be destroyed.
12 in verse 51 it says, "Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth, I tell you nay, but rather division."
That is Yahushua. You know, people suppose that he's gonna come for peace, but no, division amongst Israel, division on a larger scale with the World War III. You know, so on and so forth. Division amongst your household. You got the father, mother fighting, the children fight, all that shit. You know, that's what the scriptures tell us is gonna happen. You see? But you got something?
Yeah.
You get Micah, I think it's 7. said the father gonna be at variance. You know what I'm saying?
Just a quick example, just a quick one to the point. Matthew 10, and this is in regards to division, verse 21. And the brother shall deliver up the brother to death, and the father, the child, and the children shall rise up against their parents and cause them to be put to death. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but he that endureth to the end shall be saved. That just going to division your household. Your brother might give you up. Oh yeah, he's talking all that Israelite mumbo jumbo. Yeah, I know exactly who he is. You know, father might give up a child, so that's that division that's about to take place.
That's why it's very important to prove. That's why they say the spirit. So like the brother said, you know, like we just read, you know, even your family gonna give you up. They gonna think that right now they cool with you. You know, they might respect you. And then when Esau looking for you, they might be the one giving you up. Your father, your mother, your children. You know what I mean? Your woman. That's why you gotta constantly be in the spirit. You gotta constantly try people, even the brothers. Because you already see Jake going off and getting kicked out and leaving and being spies and shit. You know, that's why the scriptures teach us to be circumspect.
Yeah.
You know,
airing out family business.
Yeah.
I mean, family business, in-house camp business.
Yeah.
You can't be out there talking shit, man. So, they don't know what's going on. And you gotta take good heed of counsel too. You can't be butthurt. Counsel is a big thing, bro. Counsel is what's gonna make or break you through spirit. Because you don't want to get counsel from the Heavenly Father. You gotta get it from the man that the Lord sent. You gotta take some heed to it and try to get better at it. You know, it's an everyday process.
So Micah 7 and verse 6, it says, for the son dishonor the father, the daughter rises up against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. A man's enemies are the men of his own house.
That's the scripture Yahushua was quoting. You know what I mean? Our own enemy is going to be those goes with his own household. Then as that scripture says, the prophet is not without honor of his own country. You know, these people don't favor us in a good way. You know, they already fucking hate us. A lot of these people, if they had it their way, they would kill us. You know, they would give us up to the so-called white man, have us killed, have us crucified like Yahushua. You know, shit. That's why, hey, Lord willing, the circle is getting smaller and smaller. You know, things are getting more serious. So now we gotta be more and more circumspect. Be careful who you sleep with. You know what I'm saying? All that. Cause hey, you never fucking know. Hey, Esau might use a woman as a fucking spy. I've been seeing that on the Instagram. They say your woman might be an Israeli spy, whatever. I mean, I don't know. Hey, it's Esau we're talking about. He might do some shit like that.
And,
You know?
I got Luke 21.
You can read and then after that, let's just get like a circumspect scripture and just close out. Okay, come on.
Yes, you can go.
Well, that's Samson and Delilah is an example of the woman being
So you got Luke 21 and 16. It says, and ye shall be betrayed both by parents and brethren and kinfolks and friends, and some of you shall they cause to be put to death. So like you were saying, it's gonna be some betrayal in your family included. So it don't matter who it is, it can come from anybody. So you gotta be circumspect and paying attention to what's going on and who you're around, and
Shit, even hey, brothers, you know, hey, Judas, outside, he said, hey, one of y'all the devil, you know. He ratted him out, you know. So hey, Lord willing, hey, that's what happened again too. You might be, you know, just using a scenario when the shit hit the fan, you know, we might be hiding out in the wilderness or maybe in an abandoned house, whatever. And you might have a Jake, his faith probably wavering. You're like, damn, I'm getting a little hungry. You know, I'm impatient. He probably gonna go Esau, rat our location out. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that's why, hey, Lord willing, again, prove your friend first. You know what I'm saying? But anybody got anything else? Okay, this is probably the last one.
This 1 Peter 5 and verse 8, it says, be sober, be vigilant. Because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour.
Listen, be on point. It's a battle, a war that we're going through. And if you can't be complacent and not on your watch, then somebody they can inflate us, fuck us up. So that's why everybody gotta do their job. Everybody gotta be on the watch and be careful. Do the spirit while you have a special shot.
For vigilant, this is in the blue letter. It says to watch. It says give strict attention to, be cautious, active, take heed, lest through omission and the lessons some destructive calamities suddenly overtake them.
That's why, like you got examples like Paul in the scriptures, he was going to different churches and making sure the church is on point. And if they was going off, he said what? To kick certain men out. And you see the same thing with Apostle Tahar. He can say, if Jake ain't right, kick them out, everybody get on point. Because this is very serious, because your devil as a lion seeking who can devour. You got the spiritual demon Satan, he gonna jump on certain Jake, and you got Esau Satan. You know what I mean? He gonna try to infiltrate, give certain brothers money, and they might try to take certain brothers' children and be like, well, hey, if you ain't gonna give me a location, I'm gonna take your children, I'm gonna kill them. That's why you gotta know too. You gotta know what you're a part of. You gotta know and understand that if it comes to that, if you in that situation, that hey, you gonna have to let your children die. Hey, for the Lord's sake, it might seem harsh, but hey, that's the gravity of this truth. See, was there more? Okay, come. All right, come. So hey, Lord willing, hopefully that was edifying. We give all praises and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash.
Give honor to the apostles of Jim Mestre Rubel. Shalom to the faithful men always continually doing the work of the Lord. So that we're going to say shalom.
Shalom. Shalom. Shalom. That's what we endure.